Happy Friday! I'm so happy to share this episode with you. Today we cover the topic of hustling, doing entrepreneurial in a very feminine way, and it's going to trigger inside of you a lot. I mean, it's a trigger of mine. So I want to share with you how lately I've been criticized. I've been criticized because I'm not the typical hustler, and I don't want my life to only be about work. And this criticism is connected to reality because it's so true. I don't want to work my whole life, and I don't value work as much. I only value hard work when it's for a higher purpose, to make someone's life easier, to a greater vision for society or for people, or even to just create a very cool, high quality product that will improve someone's life or something convenient. Like if it's for the sake of something bigger, even if it's just creating a good, it doesn't have to be like this mission of deep transformation of society or whatever. Like if it's something for the greatest good of someone, like I value hard work. I also value people who had to face real hardship and obstacles on their way to success, not just the end success itself once it's reached, because also, that success can collapse anytime. But that's a story for another day, okay? For the sake of today, I want to share that work for the sake of work and saying that you are a hard worker, proving your worth, and even worse, to place yourself above people you deem lazy because you're so much better, because you're working hard, because you're a hustler. Sorry, but no for me. Actually, sorry, not sorry. Hell no. Hell fucking no. Sorry for my language again. Sorry, not sorry. So anyway, I'm not your typical hustler. I've worked really hard for years on something that produced very few results. I've worked days in and days out, and nights too, on a vision that only me could see. I've spent countless hours while people were living their lives, like dating, partying, or building their families. I was locked alone in my room trying to figure it out and working and hustling so hard. I went to the depth of myself and my soul, the deepest spiritual transformation, because of working on this vision that is inside of me. But I've also rested. I rested when I got raped. I paused everything for a month when I was grieving. I canceled calls and obligations when my heart was shattered in millions of pieces. I stopped when I burned down. I slowed down when I got pregnant, and I did nothing after I gave birth. Because I listened. Because I truly had no choice, first of all, because I don't know how to do any other way. But I listened to my body, my needs, my emotions, and my deathbed, my deathbed self, like the old lady on her deathbed, the one who would look back and say, wow, you lived the full spectrum of human emotions. You had a life full of life. Not the one who say, wow, you work 70 hours a week to make money and be cool in the eyes of society and prove your worth to your dad. Like, I don't give a fuck about this. And it's scary. It's scary to be a stand for a different way of doing hard work, business, and life in general. But I'm here for it until the day I die. And even if I die, I will come back in every single lifetime again and again and again with the same mission. Anyway, I get really passionate about that. I guess that criticism that I felt like a wave, like a tsunami on my person, because I've been judged for my struggles, and that's already a big pain point for me. I've been working really hard on something, again, that produced very few results, but I don't care because I'm never gonna stop. And currently I'm reading a book about failure, which is so interesting because all the big personality of this world, like Winston Churchill and Steve Jobs, and I mean so many, the list goes on, and they are all in the book, and they share how many times they had to fail. J.K. Rowling, it's a very known story with Harry Potter, and like we have so many examples, and we love the storytelling. We love the, oh my God, this person went through so much and it was so hard and so many rejections and so many failures, and look at where they are now. But we still, even in the storytelling, only value once this person has succeeded. And we don't value the woman or the man struggling in the moment. So this episode is for you if you ever felt something like if you ever felt like there is something wrong with you because you can't just keep going when life hits you hard. If you feel like your emotions get in the way. If you felt lazy or guilty because you were not working enough or hard enough. If you felt ashamed because you were not making a lot of money or working long hours. Or you felt like you had to justify your rest. Or you felt embarrassed to say you did nothing today. This episode is for you. It's a deep reclamation. I get so passionate about this. I feel you, and I'm here with you to remind you that your worth, your value isn't defined by how hard you work, how much money you make, or if your business is thriving or not yet. You're beautiful with a big heart, big emotions, and you came here to experience the full spectrum of what it means to be human. And I know how... And something so special about you is that you know how to listen even when it's not even conscious. You know how to listen to yourself, to your body, to pause when you need to, and to not be constantly hustling and burning out. So I'm proud of you. This posture is so uncomfortable in our days, in our society today. It's hard for me to talk. I get so passionate that I keep stumbling on my words, but this posture challenges the status quo. Society's expectations of us. But I don't know about you, but I would much rather live in a world that respects our rhythm and seasons of life, that value both hustle and rest, because I love hustle. If it's for a good cause, like, yes, I'm a go-getter, I'm a hustler. I also identify with that, but I'm also a woman. And again, when life hits me hard, I get to pause. Even if I pause for a month. And I felt so ashamed and so guilty for my failures. And I felt so much shame and so much guilt for taking some time off, for not hustling, for not making enough money, for not participating in my household as much as I wanted to. So much shame, so much guilt, so much self-hatred because of that. But I value both hustle and rest now. At least I'm trying. I also value hard work and treating people right. I've seen this show recently with a lady. I bought some hair products in her company without knowing it was hers. And then someone recommended her for her entrepreneurial content on Instagram. So I went to check her Instagram and I was like, oh yeah, like she has this like rag to riches story with like this big business now, for curly hair and whatever. And then I saw content of her cheering people down because she was working 70 hours a week and like cooking her hair products in her kitchen for so many years, and she was putting someone else down because they didn't sell as much during like a certain period of time. She was just not nice. And I've seen her, until I unfollowed her, I seen her tearing people down and being like, oh, I'm so much better than you because I worked harder, because I'm a better hustler. Dude, not everyone is like you. Not everyone is built the same. When you have so much emotions and you're a very sensitive soul and you have a deep heart and you feel everything so deeply, you cannot just keep going and hustling like everybody else. So never feel guilty for that. I also value money and heart, like making money with purpose and love. All of that gets to be together. And again, it's not valuing more rest and laziness, but it's reclaiming rest and laziness. Like sometimes we need that. And if you think about life, like you don't want to be hustling your whole life. You want to really do what it takes to achieve your goals and dreams and break limitations. This is all I'm about. My business is about that. Helping women to liberate themselves from limitations. So yes, you get to do the work and put in the effort, but you also need to rest. So anyway, let me take a breath and chill out. Today, I also had to trust something else. Okay, this is so hard, but it's a nugget of wisdom that I get to ingest myself again and again and again. And I'm sure it can help you if you resonated with that topic today. I had to trust something that I believe is much easier said than done, because and it's also so much easier for me to advise, to coach people through that than to do it to myself and to embody it myself. So I'm calling myself out here, which is to work differently. See, most people, they start their day, they get dressed, they have breakfast, and they work for most of the day. Then they come home, they unplug, they watch a movie, they spend time with loved ones, and they go to sleep and they repeat. But to be efficient and productive and creative, I have to function differently, which is so scary. And it's a way that is unconventional and therefore very, very, very scary for me to own and to embody fully and to just follow. So I'm always scared of being misunderstood, or even worse, judged and criticized, like it just happened to me, because I need to nurture myself first. I need to love and empower myself first. I need to have nice walks or a nice chat with a friend so that it triggers something in me. I have to go outside or dance to produce my best work, to be inspired, to be creative, to be productive. Work, like my best work, inspiration, creativity, and productivity come to me when I'm in a state of relaxation and empowerment and nurturing. And I guess it would be true for most people. I even studied that during my business school years, how so many companies now are investing in the well-beings of their employees for that reason, because people are more efficient when they feel good. But it's even more true when you work in an industry like me, when you're an entrepreneur with a billion decisions to make, so many things to do, and only you to be disciplined and to produce some work, especially when, it's pretty calm in terms of clients call and stuff like this. Like, wow, this is a lot. And to choose to go on a walk instead of jumping to the computer is so scary. Because, okay, when I say that I need to nurture myself first, to love myself first, to empower myself, to do something, to go outside, to dance, or it sounds very glamorous, but it isn't. It really isn't. Because every morning I wake up with that anxiety. I'm torn. I'm stressed out. I panic because I feel weird doing my hair, doing my yoga practice, reading a book instead of working. I feel guilty. I feel off. I feel this discomfort. It's hard to explain this feeling, but I wake up not knowing if I would try to conform to what everyone else is doing or do what I know I need to do. I'm torn between what I think I should do so people respect me and they think I'm a good entrepreneur and I'm a hustler and I work hard, this glorious hard worker that I am, the holy hustle, the holy hustle. Or if I could potentially even maybe take the leap and dare to rest, dare to enjoy and follow my pleasure, and blindly trust that inspiration and productivity will come. I'm going to be honest with you, 7 times out of 10, I conform. The anxiety is too big in my body, so I rush to my computer, I get busy, and I work. On the times where I trust and take the leap, though, my stomach contracts out of fear, out of, oh my God, what are people going to think? And yes, I still have that too. Am I going to spend the day out shopping? Really? Hanging out with my loved ones? Painting? Pleasuring? That's an edge each time. But also, guess what happens all the time? Like every time I do that. And I should really learn this lesson. And I guess I'm doing this podcast to also ingest that lesson myself. I am a billion times more inspired and creative. Yeah. Like a billion times, not just a little bit, not just like 10% more, like a billion times more effective. If I get to the computer first thing in the morning, I'm like, okay, let's get some work. Let's get productive. I can focus. I can do something. But I would take like 2 hours to come up with a good, real idea and then work on it and When I'm inspired and creative because I went out, grabbed a coffee with someone or went on a walk or dance, then I come to the computer. Like, it's not even I come to the computer. It's like the idea is like coming through me so strongly. I have to grab my phone real quick and I have like 15 ideas coming through. I don't know if it's linked to my human design, because I respond, if you know, what I'm talking about. Like, I respond to my environment. I respond to things. So I guess that's part of my human design as well, because I'm a manifesting generator. But it's still hard because we've been conditioned to attach our worth to how many hours we're busy working, not busy resting, not busy pleasuring. What a shame. It's hard because I have years of conditioning ingrained in me. It's hard because no one showed me the fucking way. It's terrifying too, because when I start my day and I trust my pleasure, I don't know for sure if I'm going to be productive or inspired later. There is no actual guarantee. So it's a full surrender. It's terrifying because it's deeply unconventional. I don't see many people doing it. It's hard. It's scary because it relies on my feminine qualities: creativity, inspiration, trust, surrender. But I've been taught, like the rest of us, that I should rely on my feminine traits, especially when it comes to work, business, entrepreneurship, logic, planning, hustling, discipline, just to name a few. I share this to trust myself more, to take the leap more often, and to do it at least 4 out of 10 times, to really trust myself. I also share this because that's the example I wish I had. I share this because that's the new world that I want to build. And I share this because I'm scared and I'm pissed. And I share this because I get to be a stand for what I believe in, and invite you to do the same and to realize that we are in the same boat. And I also want to remove that guilt, that shame that I felt so many years, and I don't want you to feel that. So if I can break through my pain, my shame, my guilt, so that you don't feel as ashamed and guilty and you're like, oh, I'm not the only one, then my job is done. and I'm just grateful. That was a shorter, I guess, episode today. A very passionate one. I'm out of breath. I was on my chair jumping like up and down because I have so much energy, so much fire when it comes to those subjects. It triggered something so profound in me about what I want to see in the world and the vision I have for women all around doing business. I want us to thrive. I want us to make shitloads of money. I want us to have an impact, grow our visibility, and impact so many lives, but in a way that feels right. And I'm not saying prioritizing rest and pleasure all the time. We're going to get to put in the hard work and the effort. But if you're going through a lot, rape, abortion, heartbreaks, or even just your body being so exhausted and you don't even know why, nothing triggered it, you're allowed to rest too. You're allowed to be a holy hustler and a holy rester and to follow your pleasure. And see what happens when you take care of yourself first, when you put yourself first, when you move your body first, when you do something enjoyable and pleasurable first, what kind of energy, what kind of creativity, what kind of inspiration comes through. And I'm going to apply that advice to myself. Again, if I do it 4 out of 10, it will be already improvement. And I think I'm going to have to do it again and again and again and again with this contraction in my stomach that I talked about until I don't feel the contraction in my stomach anymore. I'm going to do it with a fear. The fear is not going to stop me. The fear will always be there until I conquer it. Conquer? Until I fight it. But the way to fight fear is to make fear your best friend, to be like, hey, come sit down next to me. We're going to travel. We're going to journey together. And it's fine. I'm here. I'm here to feel you. I'm here to hear you. You're telling me something. You're telling me that I want to fit in, because rejection and being so different from people is so scary. Thank you. Thank you for this message. this message. But I'm also doing this podcast for this, like you're not alone. We're not alone. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I talk to you next week.